What's going on, people? Welcome to United View. Welcome to the road trip for Man United versus Liverpool. And you know what? Like I've said before, who flipping knows? Who knows what this team's going to do? Who knows how we're going to respond? Who knows how we're going to perform? Who knows what the result will be? And well, a lot of you have been quite negative. I've been, looking on social media and the lead up to the game and the fallout of the Chelsea game. A lot of people, a lot of fans feel as if we're going to get absolutely destroyed. But that's not an uncommon theme in terms of going into this Liverpool game. Like the last few times we've played them, we're always going in the back of it, going into the game off the back of this loss or this shit form, or Liverpool are always going into it with amazing form and scoring goals and this, that and the other. The script doesn't change in terms of the form of the two teams, and that's when the cliche of form goes out the window comes into play, because let's be honest, that's the only way that we get something out of these games, by throwing the form book out of the window. And I know you shouldn't really do this, but essentially play the occasion. And I'm only saying that, I'm not saying that as advice, I'm saying that as evidence. That's what Man United do in this game, because if it went down to form and quality of players and quality of squads and teams and stuff, we'd lose the game every single time we played them. And at Old Trafford, that hasn't been the case. Why has it not been the case? One, because it is at Old Trafford and the fans are up for it and the place is rocking. Two, the players just, they just fight. And the game is always open, because Liverpool, of course, aren't going to just sit in and be resolute and make it difficult for us to play through them. They're going to be on us. They're going to be, runners everywhere, high pressing, the usual rock and roll football, which actually, that's why we do decent in this game in the last couple of games at home, because we could compete, because there's space on the counter, there's space in behind, Liverpool leave gaps, and we have players who can exploit that, plus the heart and the passion of Old Trafford. And that's how we've managed to get a couple of decent results at Liverpool against Liverpool in the last couple of games at Old Trafford. Of course, at Anfield it's a different ball game. Today, who's going to play? The reports are saying that it's only Harry Maguire and Willy Kambala who are the only fit centre-backs to play. And, we could kind of see that from what happened on Thursday night. We knew there was no Leacher, we knew there was no Victor Lindelof. Johnny Evans comes on, tries to help us after Varane got injured, has to go off after like 10 minutes. So Johnny Evans is effed. Varane coming on for half-time. Was that a precaution? Probably not. It was a precaution even trying to play him in the first place from the game before against who was it? Brentford was another one. So we already know how we are, and we already know what sort of shape we're looking at. Midfield and attack is where it's interesting for me, because in the midfield, I don't like the Casemiro Kobe. I don't. Forget like the name brand side of it. Obviously on paper you go, yeah, Casemiro's got experience, it's going to be great for a kid like Kobe to learn off him and stuff like that. And behind the scenes it will be, because he's very experienced, the way he looks after himself, the way he trains, etc., the experiences that he's been through, the talks he could have with Kobe. But I'm going to be honest, and this ain't an agenda, this is just me just looking at the game, eye test for eye test. The pair, there's not enough mobility in that pair, and Casemiro is not a chief protector, is he? As we've seen in these games many a times, when Kobe's had some more average games and then some better games with Casemiro, but Casemiro's not out there protecting the kid, is he? He's not doing all his running, he's not coaching him through the game. Casemiro gets run past a lot, he's not good on the ball, he doesn't want to keep it, and there's not enough legs in that. And what's the solution? Do you drop Bruno back with Kobe against Liverpool? Probably not. You can't have a two-man pivot of that. Me personally, I'm playing Mount in there, man. Honestly, I swear I would play Mount in there. Mount is a clever enough of a footballer, and in terms of this one game, for what this game demands, he's mobile, he can keep the ball good, he knows when to press and how to press. Depends how fit he is, because he is coming back. But from a technical standpoint and a mobility standpoint, I'd put him in there with Kobe today. I want to know what you guys think. I don't know, but that's my thoughts. I just don't think Casemiro is mobile enough with Kobe. Kobe is amazing on the ball, is calm on the ball, can manipulate the ball. He's decent in the tackle, and he's obviously still learning. But one thing about Kobe is the way we're hanging him out to dry with the type of midfield we have, he's got so much ground to cover, and he's not Hobby's not super quick. Like, he can get about everywhere, like mad physical. He's not. Like, we can build him up to be everything what we want, because we know he's going to be amazing, and for his age, he's amazing. He's unbelievable. But in terms of, like, I'm looking at his leg speed about getting across the pitch and stuff, and he has still got a little bit of a way to go. I don't know if you guys have noticed that, and I just feel Casemiro, at this point, with how open we are, is probably not the best partner for him. Now, listen, Eric Ten Hag could say otherwise, and Casemiro starts the hobby and they play amazing and we win the game. Hopefully that does happen, but that's just my feelings going into it. And then with Scott McTominay, you know he's a goal threat. Look how he played against Liverpool last time. What do? Do you just drop Bruno back a little bit, and put Scott in there because you know he can get a goal just behind the striker? I don't know. And here's another thing for you. Up front, right? I think you have to leave those wingers exactly the same, personally. I think Antony has to start. I actually think Antony has to start, because we have to start forgetting all of the shit that's gone before and how bad he's been, etc, etc. Let's go off the here and the now. And again, the attributes he's going to bring us, and what he just showed us against Chelsea in terms of rewarding the guy, I think his confidence will be up, and I think he will work his absolute bollocks off to get up and down. His attitude will be right. Yes, end product, I get that. But I think the balance of what was going on with Garnacho on the left and Antony on the right, I think we should continue with that. We have to be out. We have to start on the front foot. We can't have any passengers. And then that leaves a conundrum with Marcus Rashford and Rasmus Højlund. You've got two sides to this. Let's be real. The last few games, Rasmus Højlund has been not involved. He hasn't been involved. He hasn't been involved. Not through the lack of effort. He's always going to run hard. Not through the lack of wanting to, do well. But he hasn't been involved. He's just been sort of wrestling defenders and hardly getting a look in. Had one shot against Brentford that got saved against Flecken, and then against Chelsea it was a similar kind of theme. It's back to square one again, it feels like, in the last few games with Rasmus. Not saying we should give up, but with Rashford, he comes off the bench, barely even moves, and you're like, what sort of form is he in as well? Not great. Is he going to work hard enough? Is he going to run? But then last time out against Liverpool, again, because of the style that Liverpool play, there will be a lot of room for Rashford. There is going to be a lot of space for Rashford on the counter. But up front, I don't know, it's hard. Do you know what? I probably wouldn't. I wouldn't start him. I wouldn't. That sounds crazy, because he's probably not going to work hard enough. So I'd probably just go with Rasmus. But my point is, I think that the wingers should stay the same. The wingers should stay the same. So, yeah, look. The challenge for us is, look, that Chelsea game was a laughing stock and everyone was laughing at us. And this is where it gets to typical Man United. We've got the chance, forget like chasing top 4, top 5. I don't care about that anymore, that's gone. We've got the chance to nick some points off Liverpool and put a dent in their title race. It's as simple as that. Yeah, we've got a chance for the headlines not to be about Man United, because the Chelsea game, we can kind of skip that one. Yeah. Arsenal won their game, Man City won their game. The pressure's on Liverpool. If they get a draw and drop 2 points, that's what everyone talks about. If they lose, that's what everyone talks about. If they come and mash us up, it's as you were at the top of the league for the top 3. And guess what? Man United are just being laughed at because we've got a shit loss against Chelsea, which we should never have lost in that position, and then a humiliation at home to Liverpool, which leaves Ten Hag and this squad just hanging on by a thread, waiting for the season to end. So, do I have a bit of belief again? I'm on my way up to Old Trafford. It is Derby Day, or it's our rival day. I have to believe. Otherwise, what's the point in me driving 3 hours up the M1, M6? There's no point if I do not believe. So I'm going to go for Man United to win 2-1. Do I believe it? Probably not, if I'm honest. But it's what I'm doing at this side of the coin, because otherwise, what's the point? I may as well just turn the car around and go home. Smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Owen will be live with the pre-match show, and of course KG will be joining him for the in-match show, the match view live, and straight after that you can get the full-time view, and of course we will have all the reaction for you from Old Trafford. Who knows how Man United can perform? Just please do not get embarrassed. I'll see you at the end of the game. Take care. Peace.